Hey subs, I'm going to introduce you to my buddy Mark here.
Hey subs, we're back at it again.
Mark wants to show us his anaconda, but I'm going to make him show us his rattlesnake first. Follow us. Yo, we're here with Mark. He's gonna show us his rattlesnake. I'm sure all the ladies have heard about this guy's rattlesnake, but this is a Costa Rican rattlesnake.
Pretty special.
Super special. Crotalus stimmus. Mark, unbutton this boy and show me what you got. Ooh, it's popping. Here's Francis. So Crotalus stimmus.
Yep. And same thing, we just want to be low with this guy.
Yeah. All right. The power of editing.
That's gorgeous. Is that behind you?
This is a Costa Rican rattlesnake. These guys are endemic to Costa Rica, obviously. This guy's super chill. He's completely laid back. Obviously, you see no rattles. Mark's done a great job training this snake and handling it, working with it. It's part of the reason why he's here. You know, he's going to be a regular on our channel, it sounds like. It's looking like that way so far.
Super excited.
Did you just hiss at me?
Wait.
Did I just get a... Oh. Ooh.
At least I'm going to be a hit, that's good.
So Mark, tell us a little bit about this guy's personality.
Okay, so this is a neotropical rattlesnake. And like any other rattlesnakes, they can be very defensive or they can be super chill. And it's just how you handle them, how you treat them. This individual right here came to me from a friend that gets a lot of hots and different exotics in. So once this rattlesnake came into his possession, I instantly wanted it. I have a Mexican West Coast rattlesnake too. I love my neotropical rattlesnake. So one of the few species you can have here in Oregon without a permit, so that's super nice. But there is no anti-venom, so you get bit by this guy, you're gonna have a really bad day, and then hope a university or a place like the San Diego Zoo or something will give you anti-venom. And that's if they have it. But other than that, yeah, as you notice, he's not rattling. I work on the animal behavior, so I want him to just not fear us, you know? There's just a nice respect kind of thing, and I fear him as much as he fears me, so. Yeah, I don't like the rattlesnakes to rattle, I don't like cobras to hood. You just want to see them as a snake they are, you know?
Yeah.
And without it rattling, it looks pretty much like a gopher snake or something, you know? Like,
I mean, this is a gorgeous snake. I love the blending of the dark, almost melanistic look from his rattle onto the back pattern and how the back pattern is so pronunciated.
And it's super cool too because it's one of the few rattlesnakes that actually have like a diamond pattern. But then this specific species on its own can have the whole striping, like on the front of its neck, it can have the whole striping down it too. Or it can come like this where it's striping and diamonds. I kind of like this combination because you get the best of both worlds.
I mean, the keeled scales of rattlesnakes is just out of this world. And this guy, I mean, especially a great example of that.
Yeah, and if you know what like a bushmaster is, you know that like they're scaling and how they have kind of like their spine kind of rises, stuff like that. Yeah. They're a very like aggressive looking snake. Same thing with this, you know, it's not like your typical Western diamondback here found in the US where they're just like round like a normal snake. This actually has the ridges on top. Like it's pretty crazy, and they even have a more like aggressive keeled scale pattern. I don't know, it's pretty intense, but the neotropical rattlesnakes definitely have that scaling down. It's pretty insane.
I'm hoping that the camera is picking up for the viewers the amount of keelness on this animal. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. He's super chill.
Super cool. I'm just gonna move him a little bit just to show the camera he's not just a log kind of thing. But yeah, we just want him to think all that kind of stuff, and
we're gonna watch our movements real slow with this guy. obviously he's calm, he's trusting us. So, you know, we're gonna stay calm and be on his level. And that's what all this is about. So
yeah, and with these guys, I just get them used to the hook. So if I'm at home and stuff and I gotta change out a water bowl, I'll put the hook in there and kind of just pet them with it, maybe stroke them a little bit, that kind of thing. Even just put the hook in their general area so they just know it's just, you know, they don't have to be scared of it, kind of thing.
yeah.
And as you can tell, he's super cool. I've worked with him a lot. And as you'll see with the other snakes, same kind of thing too. And this actually, out of all the snakes, is the one that has the most attitude, believe it or not. And as you can tell, he's super cool. And it's really hard to tell the sex of these ones. Pretty sure it's a male though. I wouldn't be mad if it's a female, but if it's a male, I do want to make hybrids. I think that'd be super cool. Not to sell or anything, but just to have as a personal.
Yeah, I mean, it's commonplace with Reptile species. I mean, I'm not against it, I'm not for it, I'm kind of middle of the road, but, you know, a beautiful snake's a beautiful snake.
Yeah, and I think it would just be super interesting combination and just a fun little project to work on, you know, with the hobby and everything.
The ridge back this guy has, the triangulation of his body shape is just, it's absolutely spectacular.
Here, I'll get him out a little bit more, it's just for the camera.
Yeah, his temperament just seems incredible. But remember, kids, do not try this at home.
Do not. And I just know this animal really well, so.
Mark is a seasoned trained professional. These are his animals. He's had them for many years. He trusts them. And see how I'm not giving him any space. I have my hook ready.
Yep, and you always have hooks laying around the room. Even the cameraman has a hook.
Yes.
You just want extra hooks. In case this guy comes back at me and I have to drop the hook, I have another hook available. It's always good to have a spotter too. So that way they can give you a hook or help control the situation. And it's, you know, with every snake, especially cobras, because they're super fast. But
now, Mark, I trust you.
You want to hold the tail?
Yeah, let me hold the tail here.
And the whole thing with your hook is just a tool. So you want to have it like enough by its head where he can't turn around and strike you if you wanted to. So see how I put the hook in front of him?
Yeah.
And then when I pick him up, I want to be able to go like this. And so that way if he tries to turn his head left or right, he can't strike me. He can kind of go backwards over the stick, but elevated, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, the belly of the hook is what protects you.
Yeah, so you can try that with your hook. But it's pretty awesome. And it's just, rattlesnakes are honestly a great snake to work with. Once they trust you.
Now, should I go under the head?
Yep.
Or under...
Yep, you just want to go under the head and slide it, yep.
And again, we're not demonstrating.
Yep, and you kind of just work with the situation.
Yeah, see how he started to get agitated?
You heard that rattle, it was just him communicating with us.
And I'm backing off, you know, you respect these animal spaces.
And as we bring out the larger snakes and the larger rattlesnakes and stuff, you'll see they're just amazing animals.
I noticed that the rattle on this animal is hooked. And now, do you know or not if that's typical of this species or?
I'm not sure. I do notice that in the neotropical rattlesnakes, the tail coloration is a lot more darker when it comes to the end, which is really crazy.
Yeah, it's almost melanistic. It's very interesting.
You'll see on the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake we'll bring out, it's very dark tail.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you could probably see in the camera now just the scale ridges on this snake. It's amazing. And you can tell it's a healthy snake because of those ridges. Kind of like a blood python. You want to see the ridges on the spine, you know.
You see a triangulated ball python and you're like, that's a starved ball python. I know you and I know this this particular animal is not starved or anything that you keep. So that's, you know, I have 100% confidence in that. But to see the triangulation, you know, in vipers and rattlesnakes and Crotalus species and squams and different types of tree vipers and venomous snakes, you'll notice that the triangulation is a common theme in these snakes, and it's one of the beautiful features of these extremely dangerous animals that you're not going to handle without proper training or supervision, right, Subs?
Definitely get a mentor if you can find it.
Mark is my mentor. He's one of two that I have, and you know, I'm working my way up to working with Hots, and we're taking it real slow, you know, just a slight hand here or there under supervision of, you know, somebody that knows the animal, that has raised this animal. You know, it's all about responsibility and what's the word I'm looking for here, Mark? Safety.
Yeah.
Stay safe, guys. Like, this is not for the faint of heart. This is not what the average Joe does. Your ball python will not kill you. This snake could kill you. Like,
very well could. And as you could tell, they're not out to get you. They're not bad, horrible creatures. This is a rattlesnake in front of us.
I mean, in the last video, we were attempting to handle, you know, the albino western diamondback.
Yeah, western diamondback rattlesnakes are notorious for the rattlesnake attitude.
Yeah, and this guy's just like night and day. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to see the difference in an animal that is captive bred. Am I correct on that in saying that, Mark? Or
honestly, I'm not too sure. I would imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I got it as a baby, so.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's collecting Costa Rican rattlesnakes out of the wild.
No, you can't even import them right now.
Yeah,
so just like our anaconda or anything, they're all captive born right now. You can't import anything.
And just because you don't have to have a permanent organ doesn't mean you can just get this snake. Like, we want to make that very clear. You know?
This is not a status symbol or a trophy. This is a living animal. I have this thing because I appreciate it. And as a kid, I grew up having rattlesnakes my whole life. I lived on a national park, so it's just catching rattlesnakes all day and always treat them with respect. And, you know, I don't want to sit here and get, you know, rattle for views or live feeding or anything like that. These all eat frozen thawed, by the way. And this snake in particular will eat chicken hearts, will eat anything. Pretty good diet on these snakes. But yeah, again, not a toy. You know, and as long as you do it right, have good protocols and repetition, and I mean, these snakes can live 30, 40, 50 years, so as long as you're prepared to do stuff right all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm backed up against the wall, it seems like here, but I have plenty of room to move that you can't see off camera, and you know, I feel completely comfortable with this snake. I mean,
and you have your tool.
Yeah, and I have my hook here, and you know,
as long as you know how to use it the right way, it's your lifesaver with these snakes. If you never use a snake hook and you try to come in and jab at the snake or something, you could hurt the snake a lot. Or you can, you know, get it to where it fears you. Like if I were to hurt the snake by using the snake hook the wrong way, it would fear me, and then it would be rattling and sitting here trying to bite us and all that stuff. So,
and we're not pulling these snakes out of vision cages, putting them in 33-gallon tubs that are on wheels, you know, garbage cans, and then trying to pull them out after that. You know, that's not what this channel is about. We're about respecting these animals' spaces. We're not shock value here. You know, there's channels out there that do this, that, and the other, and we are not that. This is, you know, we want to teach and hear firsthand accounts from the keepers of these snakes and these animals about what is actually going on at home when these keepers like Mark, you know, that are respecting these animals are handling them and training them. And that's why this snake is not, you know, there's no shock value here. The shock value is the keeled scales on the snake, the beauty of it. You know, we don't need to get it all riled up and hold it 4 feet in the air, you know, this, that, and the other. Our channel wants to promote, you know, responsible keeping and responsible keepers and
great animal behavior. Obviously, this animal has not had a negative experience with people whatsoever. I brought this snake all the way over the pass, and as you could tell, it's as chill as a cucumber.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour drive, man. I mean, I'd be pissed off after a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
and as you can tell, we're on its level. We're not sitting here really high above it. We're not making super sporadic movements. And then at home too, I like to soak my animals all once a week, no matter what it is. So that way it gives me interaction to get with them. And it also, you know, allows them to not fear me as well. So it's really good on that aspect to interact with your animals. I know some people will say you can't, or, I mean, obviously if it's a super dangerous 10-foot forest cobra that's trying to murder you, that's a different story. But for the most part, you know, interact with your animals, get them soaking, get them, you know, no animal can really have too much baths. They can, you know, soak once a week and be great. There's other animals I'll soak all the time. Like my anaconda has a huge water dish, and I just like to throw her in the bathtub just for fun, you know? It's just a different experience. And, you know, the more you interact with your animals, the better it is, and you just interact accordingly to the animal, you know? I wouldn't hold this one like I'd hold a boa. But I do go in the cage and you know, sit there and pet it with the snake hooks. As you could see, it doesn't fear the snake hook, you know. If this animal were to fear the snake hook and try to bite it, it could damage a fang, and then you have to sit there and treat it, which treating a venomous animal is really difficult.
Yeah,
as you know.
It creates traumatic experiences for the animal, and then the animal doesn't trust you, and then it's rattling all the time. It's striky, it's bitey, and then it's a dangerous animal, and that's exactly what we're not out to promote on this channel, you know. And you know, Mark, you're really probably one of the most loving human beings I've ever met, and I really appreciate you, you know, on my venomous journey here, and like especially doing it publicly on my channel.
Oh, it's
you know,
so
like
fun.
it's radical, you know, like.
Public has this irrational fears of these animals, and you know,
yeah, I mean,
done everything safely, whether it's a dog, a house cat, guinea pig, you know, anything. Done the right way.
Like honestly, I fear some of our breeder mother rats more than I fear this snake at all right now. You know,
mammals are crazy,
vicious. This guy's a puppy dog, but this is a puppy dog that can and will kill you if given the opportunity, and you don't respect its space. You don't treat it with, you know, the kindness and gentleness that Mark has, and you know.
Yeah, and a lot of people sit there too and be like, I've had comments to where you're like, you drug your animals, or you know, it's cold temperatures or anything, and it's like, I mean, we're in a
77 degrees
reptile
in this
room. Yeah, exactly. As you can tell, like, here's a neotropical rattlesnake, chill as a cucumber.
Sorry, it's 75.7. Pan over there. Show the people there. I mean, we're nothing going on weird here. I mean, legitimately.
And yeah, you know, just treat everything with respect and just learn, you know. I learned from so many different people myself, and that could be a podcast, that could be YouTube. Podcasts are really where it's at if you want information, because you can sit in a room pretty much with somebody and listen to them talk, you know. And that's how information's been passed down for all of people history. So podcasts are really good learning tools, so is YouTube. Google is okay. You know, a lot of the facts are just out there, but if you know, go through YouTube and say you want to get this species, I do 50 different videos on this species, and then you can find a solid rhythm on the videos and know what's true and what's not, and then get to know the right people. Get into Facebook groups, get into Patreon groups. Patreon groups is good because you have all the, you know, experts, and
first-hand information is always better than generalized. You know, Google's like a generalized encyclopedia nowadays, and it's, you know, there's some information that's reliable. Landing pages are good. You get the basics, but
you don't want just one search engine. You want multiple. You want YouTube, Google. You want, you know, people that own reptile stores like Sir Eric here.
Yeah, and you know, like venomous snakes and hots are actually my weak point, and that's why I'm going into them. You know, and it's like I can tell you 10 ways from Sundays. You know, this, that, the Latin name, the scientific name. All the information you want to know on every species I keep, you know, and I don't keep venomous snakes, and so here I am trying to learn about them. And
well, you saw the interaction you had with that Western Diamondback, right? Like,
yeah, I mean,
you weren't even in the room with it because of how the animal was.
There was literally a doggy gate between us, and that snake there was nobody in the room with that snake, and it was still just high alert.
First interactions like this all the time. It's amazing because you get a different persona. It's not a big evil monster, you know.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to some crazier stuff.
The next rattlesnake.
The next rattlesnake.
Eva.
Who's next? Who's next?
All right, I'm going to have you put the snake away.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And
so
you
we're going to pull out the bin here.
Yep.
Which side do you want the bin on, Mark?
Just put it on the left side.
On the left side here? Okay, I'm going to hook under the...
You can use this hook too.
That hook?
You can use both hooks.
So we're going to go one hook.
Yep. And then same thing with the other hook.
I've got a little experience with some hooks here, so we're going to go...
try to go in front though. Like lift up with this hook.
Lift up
and
with
then
this
use that hook, go underneath it. Yep, just like that.
There we go.
And that way you're not stabbing the snake from the side or anything like that.
I want to be that third, so the body weight's supported, the snake's not stressed out, see it's not rattling. And we're going to gently lower the snake into the... No panic here. I'm not scared. The snake's not scared. And Mark's going to come in with the lid. Make sure Sal's safe here, even though he's 7 feet back there with his own hook. So now we're going to gently get this snake into his bin here. Sal, stand up. Come on in here, bud. Show the people what we're doing.
And this is why it's good to interact with your animals.
Now his head's right here. Don't get too close. There you go. Sal's a good 4 feet with those expensive lenses. Big dog doing big things on the channel here. Hey, Sal, you the man.
You're the man. All right, next snake.
Yep. Now, zip ties back.
They save so much money. I only use the.
I don't like insurance for
Oh, you guys see these zip ties on here? So if you ever travel with snakes, non-venomous or venomous, it is very good to zip tie your traveling containers. Because if you get in a car accident and decide to tumble or whatnot, these things go flying around. The zip ties really help hold everything in. So it's really nice. It's good safety for the animals and safety for the public. Because imagine getting in a car crash and somebody comes up to help you, whether it's 911 or a good citizen, and they don't expect a rattlesnake or a Gaboon viper to be in a car crash. So they could put themselves at danger and not even know it. So it's good to zip tie your things, and plus they can't get out. I like to use reusable zip ties. Saves the environment, obviously, and it saves the pocket too. And then if I do any parties or school shows, I use regular zip ties. That way I know kids can't just get into them by pushing the little button on them. So, you know, you can use zip ties in different ways, but zip ties are your best friend. So there's that. Have a good one.
We have to look smart, Mark. Look real Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
We'll get through it quick now. Hey subs, I'm just kidding, subscribers. Mr. Anderson, introduce him to the Matrix.
The Matrix. Wait, I'm supposed to talk after that. I'm not even good.